those mental addictions that not many people like to talk about. Hi, friends, it's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. Thanks for watching another one of my belly aching videos. I figured it'd be a good time to film it. I'm in the middle of feeling like crap, and this is when this stuff hits. Addictions. I know addictions run my world. I don't know about anybody else. In time, I've kind of learned by watching myself that I'm addicted to feelings. I think there is a mental addiction that could be more powerful or just as powerful as a physical addiction. For example, myself, I love, well, I don't love, but I think of sad stuff more often than I think about happy stuff. So that, and it's almost like I have an addiction to feeling like let down, or I have an addiction to feeling disappointed. I didn't think that when it first happened. When now that I know, I noticed that there's this anger thing that kind of builds up. It's almost like I feel normal to let anger manifest. It still happens. I try to work with it. And that's something that I did notice for myself. It does help. It helps in time, is training my brain. When I start thinking of these yucky thoughts, I start thinking of good thoughts. I distract myself with some kind of hobby. I give myself permission to be happy. I do several things. Looking around right now, it looks like most people are angry or they're upset. So when people get angry, there is like a reaction. If I get angry, there's a reaction, and it's almost like like I said, it's kind of like custom. Like I feel like I'm letting myself down if I don't get angry, and I just decide to be quiet and see. Now, it's not like I'm accepting it. What I'm doing is just listening. I'm listening for cues, something I notice, something, that maybe makes how this makes no sense, makes some kind of sense. When it comes to training my brain, it's not easy, so I'm sure no one else is going to find it easy. It's almost like this sad feeling. Sad is just a word. It's not, I'm always sad. There could be an upset thing or something I'm frustrated at, or why? I start asking all these questions. Before I kind of catch myself, I look at the situation and I just listen and I see if I can learn anything in that mess of stuff. Looking back at myself, my whole life was filled with mental issues. It's unfortunate, but you know what? It happened, and what am I gonna do? Cry about it? No, I can learn from it, try to adjust it, live better, think better. It's gonna take training. It's kind of like if somebody studied a certain martial art for their whole life, they're gonna resort to that. That's the way you train. You fight like you train. So if you train your brain to start thinking another way, it's going to be very tricky at first. You're going to have massive amounts of failures. But eventually you will learn how to catch yourself. Then you rethink of the situation and you catch yourself. I mean, I know I'm in a boat. There's nothing I could do about this stuff. But the catching myself is a big deal. Most of my mental issues come from relationship crap. Some people it's drugs, some people it's their parents, some people, it's a combination. It's not just women with me. There's a combination of things. I'm sorry. Typically after you're bombarded with that for years and years, I mean, I grew up a certain way, thinking a certain thing. So that led me to believe that certain thing was my go-to. trying to retrain myself for it to not be my go-to is challenging. I recommend dealing with them. It's a slow, painful process, but you have to realize what your go-to is and then look at your options. Maybe there's something else that helps. Now, there's no quick fix. This is like a training thing. It's just like if you're training a new art, you got to jump in the mix, man. You can't just learn the art and be good at it. It's not possible. You learn a thing or two, and then you get on the mat and find out those thing or two didn't work, and you got to take it from there. Because I've paid attention to the way I think for so long, there's a lot of things I don't like about myself, especially when my brain works. Now I understand what it's like to sit there by yourself and just all you got your own brain to think about all the stuff you ever did, you ever said, anything ever has happened to you. Now in my case, a lot of it was bad. So now I'm finally understanding that I found a comfort in that. I found a comfort in feeling sad, or, oh, that girl dissed me again, or, oh, this friend dissed me, oh, that job dissed me, oh, well, I'm being dissed. I learned that makes no sense. No, of course it doesn't make any sense. So I've learned that I've become addicted to the way that makes me feel.